Hello. Hello to all my subscribers. If you're new, please subscribe. Thank you for coming to visit me. I'm Amy Lee. This is Dropping These Pearls. I want to talk about the Peterson case. If you'd like to support the channel, it'd be swell. Cash App, $, capital A-M-Y, capital L-E-E, capital A, capital L, and then it's divamonalisa@gmail.com for a PayPal. All right. So, he's in the Innocence Project. He was convicted of this. The reason why there was like this and that, similar again to the Watts thing, Watts did a plea so he doesn't get the death penalty. Peterson went through the trial stuff, so he still got like the death penalty, the overturn, but from what I've seen, I would want the death penalty. I would want it. From what I've heard from inmates, it seems like it's like a little better. There's less mishgosh. You got your own things. You get your hour alone in the yard. Like, why? Who wouldn't want that? You're screwed anyway. It's not like, what are you doing? Who cares? Yeah, it's lonely, but what would you do if you were talking to people? My God, so... who cares? I don't know. Man, you're already in prison, just enough already. I would rather be killed. Why do I want to live for 40 years behind? Why would I want to? What's the end game? What am I going to do? Die? Yes, I'm going to die in the prison. Let's back that shit up 30 years. I don't want to. What am I going to do? What, I want to eat food and poop all day for 20, 40 years? Play spades and make pizza with ramen noodles? Get out of here, okay? So, they're like, oh, man, the stuff they say makes me crazy. I want to tell you something that he said. And this is what makes me think of Watts with them. I see those two saying the same stuff all the time, and they are so good at it because they believe their own lies. That's part of it, the game of it all. That's what makes them who they are. They truly believe their lies. Remember about the narcissist. It's somebody who's egocentric, believes in this and that, has false ideas of themselves, but it's very important to them how others perceive them. It's very important that everybody thinks they're woo, and they have no empathy. So they're like perfect for stuff like this. He said in an interview on the news or whatever, he did himself but men, we cut each other and we bleed. He was talking about DNA of his in these situations. He's blowing it off like, man, we cut each other, we bleed. That makes me think of we the people, like the men. If you say men, like in general, like it's mankind, like a mankind, that mentality, we cut each other, we bleed. Therefore, it doesn't matter who's getting cut where. It happens. We bleed. You cut, we bleed. It's that simple. What's the problem? Do you really think he cares about her? Does he? Does he? Did he go to a garage and fill up, buckets with cement that kind of matched like what his wife was found in the bay with? Did he go out in a boat in the bay and go fishing at Christmas Eve and then tell people he went golfing or he went to work? Ugh. They're like, oh, well, there was a robbery across the street, like, oh, hey, and then that van, it was found, a couple blocks away. Hey, I'm letting you know something straight out. There are killers who rob, but most robbers don't kill. There's a big difference between a sleight of hand, breaking in here, even if it's like, usually like if somebody's going to steal something, this is how I kind of differentiate. If somebody steals something and they destroy what's around them, that to me tells me that's an aggressive person. They might kill somebody. if they go into a house and they don't destroy stuff and they just take stuff and leave, I don't think that person's really... There were two guys. They got busted. They came clean. They were like, yeah, we did that, but no, I don't even know if we saw her or what. And somebody was like, oh, I saw her in the park. And someone was like, oh, I saw her looking at them. Like, she looks like everybody. She's walking, she's pregnant, walking with the, you know what, flipping dog. It looks like every dog. What was it, a golden retriever or yellow lab or something? It was a golden retriever, I think. All right, let's start from the beginning. First of all, he wants, with the Innocence program, that's no joke. That got started with a grant from somebody who was falsely accused in prison like almost their entire life. They win a suit. They go, man, thank you so much. Here's $1 million. Please, thank you. Do what you got to do for people. This is nuts. Scott Peterson is not this person. The fact that he snowed them is wow. Wow. Like, wow. These people are intelligent. I remember when they had the evidence, and when they said it was like, I'm going to look it up real quick. It was like 16 pieces of evidence, and they only agreed with like 1 or 2 pieces, and now it's down to 1. What it's down to is, I'm not even going to look up how many pieces. It was a lot, okay? And it's down to like 1. It comes down like a 15.5-inch piece of duct tape. The duct tape's rolled over on itself. They're saying it's on the sticky part right there, right? It was found on her body. Their point is, who else could it be? What's so terrible with checking it? Okay, there's a lot of terrible things when you do that. All you're doing is giving somebody the chance to go, aha! When there's like this much proof, you're going to say this much of something somewhere and go, well, that's reasonable doubt. Well, no, it's not. If there's 99%, that's reasonable. Common sense tells you, no, that's not. Now, today when I was watching some Watch stuff, I also watched some Delphi murder stuff, which, by the way, I'm almost wrapped up with that. And what is it? The crime, doggone it, this FBI agent, I want to say the interview room. I want to say that he was doing a DNA special on the Delphi murders. And I was watching it, and this woman, she invented, created, what have you, a suction thing, like a water thing, where you sucked up the DNA like a touch DNA. She explained DNA. She explained it in 3 different ways and blah, blah, blah. She explained about the chromosomes, like only the man has the Y. Remember when Henry VIII was killing all his wives because they were giving them daughters? It's his fault. It was his fault. Like, if anybody knows anything, we know that. And he'd have them beheaded and stuff, so it doesn't even make any sense. So I was thinking about that. The beginning of the story. The stories. I always think of Step Brothers because I kind of feel like that little jerk older brother, like the stories. Okay, the story, once again, like with Watch, how I said, he kept saying Shalane did it, Shalane did this, Shalane hurt the kid, Shalane, because I believe that the original thing to do that Aunt Kay had him going on was, we're going to put her out there and we're going to make like a shallow grave where it looks like she flew so hard that she actually like impacted the dirt, right? So it's just enough. Also with the kids here, we blow it up. It looks like she blows all the way back. I took her with the sheet, the flat sheet, because that's the easiest way to move her. Keep in mind, who helped him carry her to the car? He drug her. He drug her to that shallow grave. Who helped him carry her to the car? There are not shadows of a drag. Let me see. So the beginning of the story is we're sitting on the couch watching shows. They said this duct tape is from her thigh area. How many people have sat on that couch? They go, oh no, it's a sticky side. Like it have to be. If you've ever used any kind of tape, you and I both know that stuff gets stuck on itself all the time. And especially if you were wearing gloves or any kind of latex glove situation, that stuff gets stuck on itself. So it's really easy to kind of like be doing something like this and get it. Just fold it back enough, right? If she was sitting on the couch with him earlier, his grandparents, his family sat on the couch, her family sat on the couch, friends, neighbors, they got a dog. How many touch DNA type situations have been on that couch where that tape could have actually hit the couch and it could have hit her thigh? She was sitting on the couch. We don't even know what else she did. Do you really think she went on a walk? As somebody like me, I'm going to speak for myself, and yes, I'm completely wildly speculating on all this. It's my opinion. Freedom of speech, all that shit. I would never go for a walk. 8 months pregnant, she looked pretty big. She was probably swollen. When you go to somebody's house, especially when you're like a new wife and mom and all that stuff, you want to bring stuff. You're going to bring like, what can I bring? Oh, we need a dessert. Oh, we need this. We need that. You're cooking. You're making stuff. And you're not making stuff. You're decorating. You're cleaning. So he said she was cleaning. She's cleaning. She's cleaning. If you're cleaning a lot, you're bumping up against stuff too. So touch DNA could be on like countertops, sideways. You get brush up against a chair. The mop itself. I myself will have a mop brush against my hips and stuff when I'm mopping. The mop itself has enough stuff on it. If she dropped the mop and it went up and hit her thigh and that, there's just too much. Too much jamming. Why would she go on a walk? Her ankles were probably killing her. She probably put that dog out in the back and just said, listen, I got stuff to do. You're going to have to sit outside for a while. He did what he did, and he opened up that door and left. That way, the dog goes out. It looks like she lost the dog. Nobody really, I probably watched like 30 shows on this. You'll see like some neighbors or some eyewitnesses, and there's a few of them. Like some are like, why didn't anybody talk to this guy a second time? Why didn't anybody talk to that person a second time? From all the times I've seen it, my opinion is nobody really had a lockdown on that. Like, they really didn't. They're like, oh, the nail in the coffin is Amber Frey. You know why? Because she taped the conversations. He was lying to her. We know he's at his missing wife's vigil. The way Chris Watts talked on it. I just want my kids back. I mean, it's like a ghost town when I walked in here, Like, I just really want them back. I mean, like, it's like I thought they'd like bum rush me and stuff, or like, he didn't say something bum rush. He said something to the effect of like, when he said it was something like bum rush, right? It was like a very aggressive. He also mentioned like, I just want to watch TV. It was like all the stuff that he was saying was really impersonal. It's like, that's your focus, like TV and getting attacked and. Alright, I'm going to double check I didn't miss anything here. Bear with the toothless one. Alright, so the sister-in-law. This one I want to watch out. Okay, they keep saying, okay, the sister-in-law, the sister-in-law, the sister-in-law. Right? Sister-in-law, right? Does that mean that it is Lacey's sister? Because it sounds like it, doesn't it? Let's see. Scott Peterson's sister-in-law, Janie Peterson. It's not Lacey's last name. Is Janie Peterson Scott Peterson's sister-in-law? She advocates for the wrongful death and the conviction. She actually became a lawyer for him. And he's innocent. He didn't kill Laci and Conner. Once again, it's not really who is Scott Peterson's sister. I'm really looking this up. It keeps saying sister-in-law Jane Peterson spoke with Today's Show 21, said Lacey was not killed on Christmas Eve, but was actually killed later. Okay, listen. Does Laci Peterson have a sister? Amy Rocha. That's not Lacey's sister, okay? That is Scott Peterson's brother's wife. That's a big difference than the actual victim's sister saying, he's innocent, he's innocent, he's innocent. Why are we talking about it? Who cares? Of course she's going. But to go to, seriously, to go to law school, what a sister. 8 months pregnant, would I walk the dog? Like I said, just put it in the fence yard. Lots to do. Tape around the pants. Dog, cross-contamination, touch DNA. It just means something else was on her pants. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that it's impossible. There's so many ways. 15.5 strip duct tape, 2003. Anyone else? Innocent program. Pure Gold Forensics has 45 days to come to their conclusions. They're pretty convinced that if there is DNA, it's going to show that, he's innocent. It just shows me there's cross-contamination. I don't really consider the fact that tape getting stuck on itself mean that it didn't touch anything else. You'd have to prove it didn't touch anything else, wouldn't you? So there's a documentary. I imagine he would just be like, why not try? I mean, seriously, he's going to be in there forever. The rest of his life, he will be in prison. If you were in prison, wouldn't you just be like, sure? I also think, like I was telling you about, like Susan Smith gets a lot of letters, gets a lot of money, a lot of commissary. Chris Watts gets a lot of money, a lot of commissary. Who's sending this guy anything? He's been in there 20 years. He's probably dead ass broke, tired of asking people for money and everything. Who's sending him anything? Right now, somebody's going to start sending him stuff. He's going to get a lot more stuff sent to him. So it's a win-win for him. Number one, he either gets to get out. Well, first of all, he gets to get out of the prison and prison situation he's in, his cell or wherever he is. He gets to get out and have meetings, go talk to people. That in itself is something. He gets to kind of take his mind off him, give him some hope, because he knows he's a bullshit artist. He knows he could talk anybody into anything. He knows this. So what? You could talk somebody into going to law school to prove you're innocent when it's very obvious you're not innocent? Why not? Win-win. If he doesn't win, he still wins because he gets all these people sending him money. And remember, currency is everything in prison. It could be commissary. It could be anything. If you get money on somebody's books, it can't be worse. It's not like the people that are in there with him could think any more worse of him. He's awful. He's awful. Why not do it? Right?